Hi and welcome to another Watch Geek video. Today we get to review probably one of the highest end precious metal Seikos you never heard of. This watch was produced for a short period of time between 1996 and 1998, and I find it to be one of the most stunning Seikos ever made. This watch also shows one of the things I love about Seiko, and that is the fact that no matter how much you think you know about Seiko and their history, and no matter how many models you know of, there are always hidden gems to be discovered that will make your jaw drop. This is one such gem. Now usually, a watch will have one defining part that makes it special, but on this, pretty much everything is special. First, the name Laurel. It was the name used for first watches produced by Seiko before they even named themselves Seiko. Back then, Laurels were made by sourcing out Swiss movements and casing them in Japan. So it is befitting for a model that has a very European styling and was in a way re-entry of Seiko into the mechanical watchmaking. But more on that when we get to the movement powering this beauty. The second special thing about this watch is that it's made of precious metals. The case is made of 925 sterling silver, giving it a very high shine and beautiful warm color when polished. And the bezel is not gold plated, but it's made of solid 18 karat gold, something very rarely seen on a Seiko. The dimensions and shape are just spot on for a dress watch with a width of 34 mm and length of 42.8, making it wear beautifully on my wrist, while the thickness of only 10.3 mm makes it slip under a cuff easily, just as a dress watch should. The third special thing are the dial and hands, both the styling and fit and finish. The styling is so classical and timeless in design that you could easily put any big Swiss name or logo on the dial and it wouldn't look out of place. The gold markers and this textured dial are a work of art and fit the gold bezel perfectly. The second subdial is sunken a bit and framed with a polished gold rim. I also love how the important inscriptions like the minute track and the branding are printed in pure black, giving a strong contrast, while the less important information like the joules count and the seconds numerals are slightly lighter, like they're whispered. The dial itself features vertical grooves while the texture is very hard to explain, but I can say it's breathtaking and shimmers in the right conditions, making the dial come alive. The hands themselves are heat blued and one of the nicest I have ever seen on any watch. They're long, elegant, and fit the classical styling of this watch perfectly. They're also finished to such a high degree I had to re-watch my macro shots trying to spot a flaw. Needless to say, I couldn't find one. The fit and finish of this thing is as high as it can get. Now, is it at a Grand Seiko level? I don't know, but I can honestly say this is the best finished watch I have handled so far. And the last and probably the most special thing about it is the movement. The watch is powered by the caliber 4S28. It is a manual wind movement beating at 28,800 bph that comes with hacking and a small seconds complication. What makes it special is the fact that it belongs to the 4S line of movements that were born in the 90s when Seiko realized the rebirth of mechanical watchmaking is happening. Since they lost their know-how when it comes to high-end watchmaking, they had to relearn the skills. For that reason, they decided to select one of their historical movements and bring it back to life as an educational project for their engineers. The movement selected was the Daini 52 caliber that was powering King Seiko models in the 60s. Regarded as one of the better movements made by Seiko, it stroked the fine balance between precision and durability. The reduced beat rate compared to its race-bred brother, the 45 King Seiko, meant a longer lasting, less maintenance demanding movement, but still high enough beat rate to retain chronometer grade precision. So the 52 was resurrected and renamed 4S. Seiko made quite a few of these movements in different variations with different complications, and until the birth of the 6R family, these were put in mid-tier Seiko models as well, like the Alpinist. But with the introduction of the 6R, these moved up market, all the way to cradle watches until their end of production in the early 2000s. Each variation came with thermo-compensating balance and hairspring, allowing it to achieve chronometer-grade performance. In fact, a limited run of cradle watches powered by the 4S79 variant of the movement was chronometer certified by the Swiss, making it the only COSC-certified Seiko movement. The fact Swiss even allowed a non-Swiss movement to be COSC-certified makes the whole story even more interesting. The 4S was also considered for the rebirth of mechanical Grand Seiko, but it was decided that a new movement will be developed from scratch, which is the now famous 9S family introduced in 1998. Because the 9S was created partially by using the knowledge gained from production of the 4S, many people think 9S is based on the 4S, which it is not. But 4S remains a cult movement and one that is very historically important for Seiko, as it's the first mechanical movement Seiko used to get back into high-end mechanical watchmaking after decades of quartz watches, making the use of Laurel name even more befitting, just as I mentioned at the beginning. So, we have a timeless-looking watch in precious metal, finished to a high degree, and powered by an in-house and historically important movement coming from a powerhouse of horology that is still run by the founding family of the brand. If this watch had any of the Swiss names on the dial, I can assure you the price would make you dizzy. But these go for under $1,500, making them, in my opinion at least, a bargain. I also tried to capture the beauty of this piece as much as I could, but please take my word for it, no matter how good you think this watch looks in these shots, in person it's even more beautiful. I can say without hesitation or shadow of doubt that this is one of the most beautiful watches I have ever held in my hands. Since I was lucky enough to get one in great condition, just like my King Seiko, this one is here to stay. Well, thank you for watching. I hope you liked the video and found it useful. If you did, please like and subscribe, and until the next video, bye.